Hello, friends. So here we are in Module 6, and one of the things about this week that is different than your other ones is that this week you're asked to come on camera. Now, this is a really interesting thing because you've heard my voice, you've heard me in these videos that I've been doing for you, and you've heard my feedback. This is a chance for me to hear you. That would be a wonderful thing, and I would love to get to know you via this assignment and via this video note. I also understand that you might not have ever used Video Note before, and that's okay, because if there are some specifications about how to do it in the Get Started module of your class, but if it just isn't technologically something that makes sense to you, but you know how to do a YouTube video, or you know how to do a video on your phone, then you know what? Do what you can do. I am very happy to receive anything that's a video that follows this assignment's guidelines. And one of the things about using video is that this is a way of you expressing yourself orally instead of in the written form. A lot of jobs ask for excellent oral and written communication. So this is one of those ways of being able to practice that muscle and that skill. If you would like for me to give you some feedback on how that comes across, I am very happy to do that. As a theater person, I actually have done this with my theater kids, and they always get the interview. So I think that would be a very great way for me to help you. All right, let's talk about this today. So one of the things is that you're going to be doing a creative analysis. This is something we do all the time in the arts. So first of all, you want to think about a culture or a subculture you identify with. A lot of you have written about video games. Terrific. That is an excellent example of this, and something that really does have its own culture and language and way of doing things. Talk about that. Talk not just about who it is and what it is, but also what are some of the little quirks that you don't know about until you're in that culture. That's what those providing the details is about. Now, who's the creator of the work? What's the title? What's the medium? If you're doing video games, pick a really great video game that really grabs you. Tell me about who created it. Is it a single developer? Is it somebody? If it's a painter, a songwriter, if it's a song you really love, make sure that the person who sings it is actually the songwriter, because sometimes that isn't the same thing. That's something interesting to let your curiosity lead you into. And then think about the symbols and values, cultural norms and rituals inside of it. So what are we seeing? What is this creator putting a focus on? Every creative work puts a magnifying glass on certain things about our culture. It might be the way that we think about romance. It might be the way that we think about money. And it might be the way that we think about friendship. It might be a lot of different things. What are they putting the spotlight on? That's what a creative work does. It's like taking a little microscope and looking at something very distinct. Now, when we talk about norms, rituals, and practices, you're thinking about those performances that we repeat regularly. A ritual is something that we repeat in a way that solidifies who we are. So if you think about it, when we have a July 4th celebration, this is really a ritual, right? Because we're actually solidifying this idea that there are certain things that you need to do to celebrate being an American. All right, describe how the means of transmission affects how you experience the work. Now, that is actually a very interesting thing. We've talked about this before. What happens when it's a live concert versus hearing it being streamed live? What happens in video games? Video games can be a little tough for this because it's a video game. How can you do this? Think about a Twitch stream, right? So you take it from just being your own and to broadcasting it to the world. Play is the same way. You can watch a play like Hamilton on Disney+, but then you can also go see it in the theater, and it's a very different thing. You can watch, here's another great example, Wicked, currently in theaters, is, you go and watch it on Disney, you watch it streaming, which it'll soon be able to do, and you're sitting at home by yourself. You go to the theater, and you're probably surrounded by theater kids screaming out the lyrics. So, which one do you like? And this second question, which one do you like better? Which one affects you more? Which one gets this meaning into sharper relief for you. So I hope that's helpful. I am so looking forward to meeting you in these video notes. Please let me know, as always, if you have any questions.